Hello, friends and Redhawks, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Matthew DiLoretto, and I am so pleased to be the one to lead us through this night of Redhawk hype, hanging, and fundraising. We are coming to you live tonight. It's our first time. We're super excited to do it. Thank you for joining us. We're going to start in just a minute, but I wanted to pop on really quickly to just cover a couple of things in case anybody has yet to attend one of these virtual gatherings. Number one, we're hoping that you can make tonight a two-device night. On the one device, which you are presumably using to watch me right now, maybe it's a computer, maybe it's a smart TV, maybe you've set up a bat signal type situation in your backyard and you've got it blasted across the sky. That would be amazing. You're going to watch me on that first device. You're going to watch all of us on that first device. On the second device, we're hoping that everyone can log into the Greater Giving portal. The link to do that is right beneath me in the video description box, so that you can give whatever gift you feel like giving at whatever time tonight you feel like giving it. We're going to open up the donation channels as soon as we begin. We're going to keep it open the whole night long as we all hang out together, and we'll be checking in with how it goes. So set that up before we begin. The second thing, we really want to make the most of this opportunity to hang out together, to talk to one another, to chat together in real time. You might see where I'm going with this. There is a live chat function right alongside the video screen here. I want to invite everyone there. Check it out. You can use emojis. If you've never used an emoji, now's the great time to start. Get the clap emoji going to show applause. Get the heart emoji going to show some love. Prepare yourselves to be part of the chat, because that is where so much of the party is going to be. We're going to start in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to be right back. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the party. We're going to take a couple of minutes right now to thank some of our very, very, very important sponsors.
Flight Training 101 with Chief Football Officer Russell Wilson.
This is your CFO, Russell Wilson. I'm here with Captain Tommy. We're getting ready for your flight. You guys ready?
Russell, chill out. It's just a simulator. We're going to get everybody home safely. Are you ready?
So we're going to drop the nose just a little bit, okay? Now you want to start your flare? Touchdown!
Ha-ha! Not too bad for a rookie, Captain Tom.
Keep practicing, Russ.
We've just wrapped up Flight Training 101. You ready to fly to Hawaii?
I'm Russell Wilson. I fly Alaska.
It's the beat of your heart and the air in your lungs, the food on your table and the roof over your head. It's the hope in your chest and eyes on the prize. Your health is why you laugh and love and how you pay it forward. Health is about feeling good, about giving and receiving care with skill and sincerity. And it's also about doing good, sharing our health in service to the well-being of others. Health is our unsung hero, our quiet superpower, the force of humanity that makes us singular and amazing in our ability to tend the needs of ourselves and our community. No matter your tribe or beliefs, your politics or passions, we stand on the common ground of health. When you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, we all are better for it. At Swedish, we believe in doing health for good.
The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispered, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face, somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, light is where
Good evening, Redhawk Nation, and welcome to the Redhawk Night In, SU Athletics' very first live virtual get-together. We are so excited to have all of you with us. Thank you for tuning in to spend your night in with us. Thank you for coming out to party. Thank you for your support. We wanted to take just a brief moment here in the early going to acknowledge the terrible havoc that's being wrought in our communities right now because of these fires. Any of us who to be Redhawks together, to engage with our get to talk to tonight that you might not be able to talk to directly on any other given night. We have got star student athletes in the chat. We've got coaches in the chat, including a new one. We've got legendary alumni in the chat. Moderators, will you please say hello to everyone in the chat? Tell us who you are. Tell us what sport you're involved in. Father Steve is going to be in the chat. Hop in there, tell him how much we love him and how much we're going to miss him. We're going to have a great time tonight. We get to hear from some of our incredible student athletes. Shaney Fink, our fearless leader, is going to be here live to talk to us. Rudy is here. He might not be in the chat because of the feathers and the typing and all that, but he is here. He's mixing up a cocktail, because obviously that's what you do when you get ready for a party. We hope that all of you have your cocktails in hand and pagliacci pies in the house and that you're settled in for the party. Thank you for being here with us. And of course, thank you for your support. We're hoping that in addition to all the hanging out and the kicking it and the catching up and the checking in, that parallel to that, we can raise some of the still very necessary funds to help these SU programs, especially in this year of the pandemic, and to more importantly help the SU representatives that play on our teams and learn in our classrooms and go on to lead in our communities. So, if you feel like you can help us get to goal, we will love you for it. And I'm going to once again ask you to pull out that second device, or maybe it's a second tab if you're working on your computer. Log into the Greater Giving. Link is right below in the video description box. Log in. Register if you haven't done so already, and let's watch as we fill this goal, this thermometer up to goal. And it's already moving. We already have gifts coming in. Thank you, everyone who's already taken that step. We're so grateful. We're going to be checking in with that as we move along. You can give at Jennifer Matthew Tigman just gave. Thank you so much, Jennifer. You can give at any time of the night for any amount of the night. We understand that these are slightly uncertain times, and we will be grateful for any gifts that you feel comfortable giving, and also any gifts that you feel maybe a little bit uncomfortable giving. We'll also be grateful for those. So thank you, everyone, for jumping on that so soon and so quickly. We're going to check back with that in just a minute. We want to right now, though, quickly address something that we're sure has been on the mind of everyone out there. What has student life been like during the pandemic? Well, we're going to answer that question in the form of some serious in-depth reporting by one of our very own. Before we do that, we just need to take 1 minute to thank a couple more sponsors without whom this year would have been much more difficult.
This is Rick Jones. Goldberg Jones is both passionate and proud to partner with Seattle U Athletics and the work being done to support student athletes both on and off the field. Athletics creates superheroes, and this year, we need more superheroes.
Neighbors, more than just people next door. Good ones are indispensable. They look out for us, look after us, have our back at a moment's notice. They're quick to lend a hand or a hammer. They are trusted allies when times get tough. For more than 100 years, through prosperity and challenges, we've done our best to be that reliable next-door neighbor. Your neighbor. WaFd Bank.
Thank you, Goldberg Jones. Thank you, WaFd. Thank you for your continued support. We are so grateful now as much as ever. Okay, now to the question on everyone's minds. What has the quotidian experience been like for the student athlete? Well, to answer that, we're going to turn to this serious piece of documentary filmmaking by one of our very own, Morgan Means of men's basketball. Wow, Morgan, let's hop into the chat, give Morgan some love. Thank you, Morgan, for sharing that with us. A couple takeaways for me personally. One, first thing Morgan does when he gets up is put on his jersey. That's dedication. Way to go, Morgan. Second thing, Morgan, I'm feeling a little inferior about my pillow game. That pillow was legit. Anyway, okay, so we're being a little tongue-in-cheek, obviously. We don't want to leave you with the wrong impression because the amount of work and effort that these coaches and crew and squads did to keep their teams ready to go and to keep them ready to be able to go as soon as it was safe to be able to go is really commendable and impressive. So let's take a minute really quickly to just look at what men's basketball practice is looking like now. We are so thankful and proud of those coaches and teams for doing the necessary things to keep our immediate community and extended communities safe during this pandemic. So thank you, coaches. All right, it's time now. It is my privilege now to bring forth she who is, as she told me earlier this week, not a former athlete, but a current one. Thank you very much. She is known to roam the hallways with a volleyball underneath arm, just in case there are any impromptu volleyball hallway matches that she initiates herself. That's on good authority. She is, jump into the chat, give her some love. You know her, you love her. She is our athletic director. Give it up in the chat for Shaney Fink.
Thanks, Matthew. Thanks to everybody for being here. How fun is it to be able to jump into the different Zoom rooms? It's fun to see the Benaliels, and I'm so glad to have Bill Eisminger here. We get to see him. And I think that we've got a very special birthday too today. And so glad to have Elgin Baylor with us. Elaine and Elgin are here, and just so wonderful to have their support. And happy birthday, Elgin. We're excited to get you all caught up on what's been going on. I think you all know that the winter and spring sports championships were canceled to ensure the health and safety of our student athletes. But, last year a lot of things were accomplished. I think we can tell you best by checking out this highlight video. So many great performances. And kicking off the year with those two championships with the men's and women's soccer, those two trips to the NCAA tournament took us for this class of 2020, to the most times to the NCAA tournament in any 4-year history. We had some other highlights as well. We celebrated the retirement of our head volleyball coach, James Finley, after a wonderful career at Seattle U. And after a national search, we hired Michelle Cole. Now, I've seen Michelle in the chat, and even if you can't actually hear her here, you will soon. She's very effusive, and we're so excited to have her on our team. She's recruiting superstar and will just be such a wonderful addition to our team. We had great momentum moving into the WAC tournament, the WAC basketball tournament, and unfortunately it was canceled, but it wasn't canceled until after our men's team came in with their highest seed ever, and our women's team had the opportunity to get their first victory, and then unfortunately it was canceled. But such exciting play this season. We had 3 student athletes, Terrell Brown, who led the WAC in points per game, but Terrell, Morgan Means, Kamira, they all exceeded 1,000 points over their career, exceptional careers. When seasons were canceled, I think what we saw most from our student athletes was just their amazing resilience and their creativity and innovation. Funny video earlier, but certainly they so quickly moved into action and adapting what they were doing, training and otherwise. But nothing more impressive than how well they did in the classroom. They earned in the spring quarter a 3.585 GPA. 3.585, amazing. And with that, we're awarded the 2019-20 Academic Excellence Award by the WAC. We said goodbye to, we had 68 students graduate in the spring class of 2020 class. 9 of those students were spring sport athletes who went ahead and graduated, but they came back and re-enrolled at Seattle U as graduate students. One of those students, Steph Merwin, who played on our softball team, she had been honored with the Provost Award, which is the honor that goes to the transfer student with the highest GPA on the whole campus. She's enrolling in our Masters of Science in the Mechanical Engineering program this fall, so we'll get another chance to see her this spring. Another one of our 2020 graduates, Jessie Ray, you might remember her. She was a 2019 speaker. She was a 3-time WAC tournament champion. She earned a 3.95 GPA in molecular cell biology, and now she's a nominee for the WAC for the NCAA Woman of the Year Award. We checked back in with her for tonight. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hi, my name is Jessie Ray, and I'm an alumni of Seattle U Women's Soccer. This year, I graduated with a degree in cell and molecular biology. With the pandemic, the year ended unlike anything I could have imagined, and the uncertainty of this year only continues. We all yearn for normalcy again, but that reality is unlikely to return. As COVID-19 continues to spread, the fight for racial justice remains stronger than ever, and wildfires overwhelm the West Coast, we are all reminded that we can never go back to our old lives. I am making an effort to embrace these uncertain times through learning to be more flexible, educate myself on my own white privilege, and the actions I can take to help combat the effects of climate change on our beautiful home. While these are challenging times, where making plans seems impossible, I'm still pursuing my dreams of playing professional soccer overseas. Who knows where I'll end up, and I know my journey won't be linear, but the unknowns of my next adventure remain exciting. I'm so grateful to my coaches, my teammates, and to Seattle U for giving me the skills to be flexible in these uncertain times, challenge myself to always keep learning, improving, and enjoying this roller coaster of adventure. Go Redhawks.
Yes, thank you, Jessie. Thank you for that. Pop into the chat and show Jessie some love. I'm not sure if she's with us tonight watching, but we should show her some love anyway. There are a lot of people already showing her some love. I love Coach Cole is already like 3.95. That's incredible. Jessie, we are going to need you in that new normal. So thank you very much. Shaney, I want to, Jessie was just talking about like how the support at SU led to a sort of nimbleness of fortitude, the ability to adapt and to adjust. And that is definitely going to be what the new normal looks like. So I'm wondering if maybe you can talk to us a little bit about what support looks like at SU.
Right. I think you can see, Matthew, you can see the support by the people that are here tonight, right? We are surrounded. We have wonderful head coaches. There is not a group I would rather be with, and particularly in these challenging times. They keep the care of the student first, and you know that they're there. They're going to go to all lengths to make sure they're supporting students. We have wonderful faculty. We have wondering to see a lot of our trustees and cabinet members are here. And we have faculty. I saw that our faculty athletics rep, Jen Marone, is in the house, which is nice. So we have lots of great support. And I think that gives our students a real opportunity to deal with the challenges that are in front of them. Love, support, resources, that's what it takes to get the most out of your experience. We've got another student who tells, or actually one of our recent alums, Emma Mitchell. I know that she's with us tonight, but she probably shares it best about the importance of family and support in this student-athlete experience.
I'll describe it, but I stepped onto campus and I was like, man, this is a family vibe campus, and that's huge. One of my core values is my family, so I was like, yep, I can be part of this family. This is going to work for me. So I would say family, faith, and friends are the 3 things I live by. Family being the most important to me. I would do anything for any of them. My mom is my hero. She taught me that no matter the struggle you're going through, you can still do it with a smile on your face. So she was diagnosed after I graduated high school, and then she passed away freshman year during Christmas break. And it was definitely challenging losing her. You don't really picture going off to college and losing your mother at the same time. A few days after she had passed, Coach Hirai, my softball coach, called me. And he said, I'm getting ready to board a plane to St. Louis. I'm coming to your mom's funeral. And I was like, what? And he was like, no, that's what family does. We fly across no matter if you're miles away or right down the street. We come when you need us. And that was the first moment where I was like, yeah, my mom was right. I do have a family here at Seattle University.
I'm so glad that Emma Mitchell found the family that she needed here at Seattle U. And now at St. Louis University Law School, I think we're going to see a lot more of Emma. I think might be calling in on her services in just a few short years. So glad that she's here. There's so many amazing stories of our student athletes. I'm pretty sure that Tarek Skubal would have been here if he wasn't pitching tonight against the Royals. He made his major league debut and joined Eric Yardley. Alex Roldan with the Sounders, and now we've got Nikosi Burgess, who just joined with Dallas in the Major League Soccer, and a number of our basketball players. We actually just had 4 recently who have all gone to play abroad, with Olivia and Joanna, Rashad, and Mattia De Campo, all off playing professionally. So excited to have them really across the world representing the Redhawks. Following the paths, right? We've got some of our legends. I think they're here tonight between Johnny O'Brien and Janet Hops. So many before them have set that path and we keep running it through. And let me be really clear that their success, our success, what we're able to do here at Seattle U, the competitive excellence with supporting our students, with supporting them in the classroom, it's because of what you all do for Seattle. It's for your gifts, it's for your time, it's your investment, it's your support of these students, and we're so appreciative. Everywhere, I know, was hit really hard in the last 6 months financially. We have relied year after year on the wonderful support that we get from the Red Tie. Not having that in the spring really left a dent. So in addition to the other challenges of the lost ticket revenue and other opportunities that we had, that one hurt. And so we're going to have to rebound from it. And I think we all are, I've been so impressed with the resilience and the fortitude of our student athletes and our coaches. And we're ready to be ready as things open up to move forward. Matthew, do you want to talk a little bit more about this?
That's exactly what I want to do. This is a perfect time for me to jump in because I have so much generosity to be able to report on, and I've got a list of people that I want to thank you. Ken Allen just gave a gift right now. Thank you, Ken Allen. There's so much stuff going on. Let me thank a few people. Steve and Ann Knight, thank you for your donation. Rick Jones, thank you for your donation. Jim and Jan Dwyer, thank you for your donation. Elaine and Elgin Baylor, I feel like I can die just being on something that Elgin Baylor was a part of. Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you, everyone, for your amazing donations. Shaney, we are already past 50% of our way to goal. I'm feeling like this is going very, very well. I kind of want to ask a question. I was just checking in with the chat, and Elliot Marr noticed something. That you have a hoop in your you have a hoop back there. And okay, Elliot, you called out that you thought she was a dunker. So here we're gonna see if we can prove it. If we make goal tonight, do you have a ball there? And will you dunk on that hoop if we bust through goal tonight?
Do I have a ball? Of course I have a ball. The dunking, that might be another, tall order, but I think we can make it happen.
That's a yes. I heard yes out of that. She is going to dunk. If we make it through goal, she is going to. That already got the numbers moving, Shaney. Monica Scott, thank you so much for your donation. Shaney's going to flush the rock if we make goal at the end of the night. We're going to keep checking in as we move along. Now, Shaney, I want to ask you really quickly. Maybe you can pop back on here. And we've done a good job of talking about what last year looked like and what's the future looking like in these new times.
Boy, I'm excited about the future. It has certainly been a challenging few months, but I can tell you Our athletes are hungry to compete. Our coaches, everybody's got great energy going into this year. Now, we know the fall sports and the fall sports championships were postponed, but they were postponed. They weren't canceled. We're going to get those athletes. It sounds like we're going to get them back out for spring championships. The basketball seasons, though, we believe they're going to be pushed back a few weeks. We do, at this point, think we're going to be going forward. Now, Seattle U, no matter what, the priority is safety, well-being of our student athletes. We're really fortunate to have kind of the A-team in terms of the doctors and healthcare professionals and infectious disease specialists, making sure that every step of the way that we're keeping our athletes' safety at the priority. But we're doing it right now. We're practicing. We got the small groups going. They're wearing masks. They're doing what we can do to keep getting better and better every single day. And at the end of this, I mean, what we've learned most of all is the importance of being nimble and ready to adapt, and that we will.
I mean, Shaney, that sounds pretty incredible. It must be tough trying to plan around what's going on right now, but it sounds like it's happening. I want to ask, because I've seen a couple names in the chat already, and I don't know if we've covered it, but it sounds like there might be some introductions to make vis-a-vis personnel.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matthew. Really excited to introduce our new head men's and women's tennis coach, Christina Hollander. She just joined us. She was an assistant coach at San Jose State. She was an exceptional athlete in her own right at UNLV and then on professionally. A wonderful teacher and just a great fit for Seattle U. So excited for you all to get to know her.
Yes, give it up for Christina. I've seen her in the chat. She's there. Thank you for being with us, Christina, and congratulations. We look forward to everything that's going to happen. Okay, I got another question for you, Shaney. And I'm sure this is the one that's really been eating at people. But actually, I say that a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's actually kind of important. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on with facilities.
Right. Well, facilities are certainly, they've been a priority for us and they continue to be a priority. We want to keep enhancing the opportunities for our student athletes and we want to make it really fun for our fans. So we've got a number of our projects were put on pause during this really challenging time, but we do have a couple that are moving forward that we're excited about. Our women's rowing team is going to have a new home at Salmon Bay. So they're going to be able to, our team is growing. They're wonderful athletes. And they're going to have a new home out there with locker rooms and erg room and really be able to grow into that. And Coach Donnie Harrell, he has got a wonderful vision for Bannerwood Park and they're working on our team room and we'll keep pushing forward. So we're excited. We're ready to keep moving forward in our developments and we'll keep making those strides. It has been a challenging last few months. I've said that a few times. But I think we all found, and I know this was my experience, that in that there were some opportunities to really pause and reflect and in some ways to reset. And our student athletes had that opportunity as well and found some silver linings in this. You know, the old saying, overused saying perhaps, that when one door closes, another opens. I think we see that with Kaylin Claiborne, who is our next speaker.
The impact Seattle University has had on me cannot be put into words. I will be proudly receiving a degree in communication media while also receiving 2 minors in both business administration and humanities. I'm probably the first person in my family to graduate from college on my father's side. This impact and these connections are what pushed me to return to SU for a 5th year amidst a global pandemic. When my season ended last March, I was absolutely devastated. I was lost, hurt, broken, but most importantly, I think I felt like I was letting myself down as well as the university. I really wanted to give my absolute best performances in my senior season as the university had given me so much. And the pandemic changed all of that. Or so I thought. After the cancellations of major sports events across the world, I thought that my season was completely over. However, I was awarded an extra year of eligibility. I knew that coming back was the easy decision after talking to my family, friends, teammates, and coaches. But I had no idea the journey I would be in for just to return to campus this fall. My biggest hurdle in coming back to school this year was obviously finances. How was I going to be able to afford an extra year of school? I applied for jobs in Oregon, Washington, California, really anywhere I had some kind of family, just to find a way to get some money for this upcoming year. I finally found a job in my hometown in San Francisco, California, moved back home with my family, and started working at Whole Foods Marketplace. There was a lot of early mornings and late nights, but through it all, I knew what the work I was doing was putting me back in the best position to return to campus this fall. Aside from earning money to help myself return to school, a lot of the money was going back to my family. With both my parents unemployed, rent due, bills to pay, and food to put on the table, the money I was saving was not only for the big decision of my life and coming back to campus, but also to help them through this pandemic. Into the summer, I actually ended up picking up a second job on top of working at Whole Foods, giving back to the youth. Growing up, I remember so many athletes coming into my life and the impact that they served and the role model that they still serve me to this day. And I know that I now have that opportunity from Seattle University to be that role model to them. So it was no question that I was going to take that job too. Right now, I would like to take the time to thank my mother who gave me the strength to do this. Without her, none of this is possible. Whether I was up at 6 a.m. or driving home at 11 p.m., I would think about all the sacrifices she made in order for me to even be here, to return to campus and simply live the life that I live. With my mom, there's no giving up. There's no quitting, especially on yourself. You push, you drive, and you never ever give up. And that exactly is what my story is, returning back to Seattle U this year. To the donors here tonight, I would like to thank you for everything you've done, not only for me, but for all student athletes. You've helped us to completely blow off our ceilings, to show us we could be something that we've never been before, and to prove to us that we're so much more than athletes, so much more than even students. I thank you for the work you've done, and will continue to thank you for the work you do for others.
Wow, Kaylin. Jump into the chat, show Kaylin some love. So many people are already doing it. Coach Christina Hollander, new coach Christina, you said it best, a tremendous commitment towards your goal and family. I mean, I almost passed out just listening to you describe your hourly day on your drive. It's really inspiring. So thank you for contributing that. And thank you for thanking our donors, because that's a perfect way to say it. Thank you, donors, for helping us blow the ceilings off of the potential of the amazing people that come through our programs. And we're hoping that tonight we also blow the ceiling off of this thermometer, and it's time to check back in to see how the mercury is rising, and we are doing so well. There's so many people for me to start thanking, so I'm going to start doing it. John Meisenbach, thank you very much. Stacy Lill, thank you very much. Ken Allen, thank you. Bryce and Maureen McWalter, thank you very much. Miller Adams, thank you very much. Hop into the chat and show these people some love. Every single one of these gifts goes to helping amazing people like Kaylin have the Redhawk experience. We are at over $55,000 on our way to goal. Shaney, I'm feeling like it's looking a little bit more like you're going to really dunk, and I cannot wait for that. If you feel inspired when the thermometer is on the screen, I'll be able to thank you directly in real time, just so you know. All right, so we've checked in there. We're doing well. Troy Woodward, thank you very much. Maureen Benolil, thank you very much. Maureen, the trustee. Okay, all right. We're going to come back to that in a minute. But I thought Kaylin had a nice conversation about what the Redhawk experience was like. And it's really impressive, the amount of grit and perseverance he exhibited in just getting back so he could enjoy his last year of eligibility for his last year. Ali Vander just gave. Thank you very much, Ali. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I got distracted. Michael Flores, thank you for your donation. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to check back. Seriously, Shane, I'm going to pass it to you right now. John Iwanski, thank you very much. Okay. Talk to us a little bit about what that Redhawk experience is like and what it actually is.
Right? I mean, you can kind of hear it from their stories. It's the best of Jesuit education combined with the best of intercollegiate athletics, right? Our student athletes, they're learning how to be disciplined, they're learning time management, they're learning how to communicate and teamwork, and through their Jesuit education, they're learning how to reflect and engage and serve and prepare for this experience. You combine that together and they are absolutely unstoppable. there's no question that it's this experience that builds them into resilient leaders, right? They're exactly who we need them to be going out into the world right now. It's this transformative experience. They're getting the career development, they're getting the community engagement, and they're able to take all of this into every part of their experience. And an important part of that, and an important part of the Redhawk experience is this understanding and this vie for inclusive excellence. And certainly now more than ever, this is such an important focus for us in our efforts towards racial justice, our efforts towards making sure that we're addressing systemic racism. And we put together just recently, actually back in June, a group, a racial equity working group. I'm so excited about their efforts and their determination to really make a difference. I think I saw in the chat earlier about the Voting Matters campaign. Our student athletes are really driving that point home. And the university just launched under Dr. Natasha Martin, the Lift SU initiative, and that will also make sure that all of Seattle U is really driving in the same direction, and we're glad to be supporting that and lending the support of athletics and the athletics community to that. Now, I think there's no better speaker to hear from than Olivia Crawford. She has just recently graduated, and boy, the development and learning and what a fantastic leader she's come is yet another great example of the Redhawk experience.
Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia Crawford, a recent honored graduate from Seattle University with degrees in both criminal justice and sociology. I also played on the women's basketball team. I think it's important to note that I was a mid-year transfer coming in December 2017 from the University of Hawaii. This was an extremely hard decision for me, but one of the things that made it easier was the family-like atmosphere here at SU. Coming from a bigger institution, I wasn't able to engage like I was here at SU. The smaller class sizes allowed me to not only interact with my teachers, but with my peers as well. One teacher in particular, Dr. William Parkin, is going to go down as my favorite professor of all time. Coupled with that engagement, this summer, me and my teammates marched down along with 11,000 other people to Seattle City Hall in protest. During this protest, my teammate Carla urged me to get up and speak, so I did speak. I remember telling them later on that night that felt better than any 30-point game I've ever had in my entire life. I realized that my biggest moment was going to come outside of the 94-foot court. It was going to come with me impacting actual lives. With that protest, I realized that I needed to read. So I started reading books by Martin Luther King and Toni Morrison, and I came up with 3 key phrases that I like to live by in my own life: advocate, activate, and organize. And I say all this to say that there are more athletes like me at SU that came in as players and will leave as leaders of the world. So at first, I just want to say thank you so much for all the resources that you've given to us athletes here at SU. We wouldn't be here without you. I also just want to say, please follow my professional career in Iceland with Team Vestry. Thank you.
Wow, Olivia, there's so many people blowing you up in the chat. Go in there if you haven't done so already. Show her some love. Wish her luck in Iceland. We are so certain that she is going to build on her tremendous Redhawk career over there. She tells us such a remarkable story. What a role model, Tom Brokoper says. Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's an incredible story for an incredible time. It's a story of a young person in finding her voice in the middle of all of the din, and there's been a little bit of din lately. As Olivia was just describing that, I was picturing those moments in movies where everything goes super quiet, and then out of that silence, I could see Olivia standing up in the middle of that protest and finding her voice. When you give tonight, you really are helping amazing people like Kaylin and Olivia and Emma, who's in the chat, and Jessie. You're helping them come through our program and through that forge that is the Jesuit education that Shaney alluded to, the education of the mind, body, and spirit. Through that forge, you help them find their voice, help them shape their futures, and then really go out into the world that we all live in and affect real positive change in it. That's what we really believe is happening here. So we thank you for your generosity. It's real and it is not trivial. Thank you, Olivia, for telling that story. Thank you, all of you, for your generosity so far, which means it's time for me to check in with the thermometer and see how we're doing. There are so many more people to thank. Terry and Sandy just gave right now. Thank you very much, Terry and Sandy. Julie Cogswell, thank you very much. Thank you. We are over 65,000 on our way to goal. This is going great. Shaney is totally going to dunk. I'm thinking you jump into the chat right now and vote on what kind of dunk we want Shaney to do. Tomahawk, 360. I'm just kidding, Shaney. Don't kill me. She didn't promise that. I want to thank some more people. Susan Steemack and John Verduin, thank you very much. Brenda George just gave right there. Thank you very much. Karen Thomas, thank you very much. We've got the Ursinos, thank you very much. Robert Dulia, I'm sorry I murdered your name, Robert, but thank you so much for your gift. Mr. Bob Eisenminger, thank you very much for your gift. I think that might be your second time around. Thank you. Jump into the chat and give these people some love. That's incredible. All right, we're going to keep that open. Jack Luna, thank you for your donation. Thank you. This is going really well. I cannot wait to watch Shaney dunk. Okay, we're going to check. We're going to keep that open. We're winding down, but that's going to stay open. Jonathan and thank you very much. Thank you for your gift. Okay. We're going to put that down for just a second. I'm going to come back to it. We're going to do a tally. We're going to see if Shaney dunks. It is a privilege to be a part of all of these amazing people that we've been hearing from, to be a part of their story. And we are grateful to have them be a part of ours. So let's just take a minute really quick and see this video that the seniors put together about their own sense of gratitude for the Redhawk experience.
What I'm most grateful for is probably my team. I know that's like the most cliche thing to say, but it's so true.
This team has really become like a family to me, and I know that I would not have had as great of a time in college as I did without them.
I'm grateful for the seniors that were there when I was a freshman, and they were a really good example to me. They were really, really good friends, and they made me feel at home.
I would say that I'm most grateful for the opportunities that I was given, especially through the nursing program here, and the support that I've received from all of the professors and all of my clinical instructors.
What I'm grateful for are the professors and the staff at SU, only because when I was a freshman, I was at the point of actually giving up and dropping out of college, just because I wasn't ready for the change, but the professors and staff at SU helped me, cope with the idea of, you can do it, you can, persevere, and, they'll help you along the way, which they really did.
Yeah, I'm grateful for, the people, the coaches, my teammates, the trainers. It's, when you look back and when you think about all those races and performances and hard days, what made everything worth it was just knowing that I had such an incredible community and support system around just to get it going. And, when you're on the race and things are really starting to hurt, and to hear your teammates screaming for you and to know that they're there for you I'm incredibly grateful for that.
Wow, gratifying words from our seniors. I like Kelly Sullivan. That is really what it's all about, seeing them come in as wide-eyed freshmen and leaving as confident young people to go out into our world. That's really what the Redhawk experience is all about. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, we are getting to the final stretch of the night, which means it's time for a little game giveaway that's going to happen in the chat. We are going to give away, in just a minute, I'm going to give you a minute to get prepared, 3 Pagliacci gift certificates of $25 each. It's going to happen in the chat. So all you chatters, get your typers ready, stretch them out like any good athlete would, and I'm going to ask you the question that will win you the gift cards in just a minute. The first 3 will be the people who get the card. Okay, I'm going to explain that in a minute. But first, Shaney, can I bring you back on really quickly to just talk through what staying engaged as a Redhawk looks like in this upcoming fall?
Thanks, Matthew. Boy, look at this. This is looking pretty engaged right here, right? Just seeing all the support both in the chat, and so grateful for all the donations. It's so wonderful to see our people here that, we get excited to see at games and whatnot. And we will have those opportunities again to be in person. But until we do, we have so many other opportunities going forward. We'll have opportunities to connect with our coaches, and that'll be on Zoom. You get probably a better opportunity to ask those and grill them with some questions. We have our legends that will be queued up, all the questions you ever wanted to ask your favorite Seattle U legend. We'll have our alumni athletes, reunions, get-togethers. The key is community, right? So our student athletes are working really hard to prepare and to get back into competition. And whether or not we can be in the stands and when we can be in the stands, whatever involvement that we can each have and pull together, that support is so appreciated, Tim.
Awesome. Shaney, can I pop in really quick here?
Please.
Can we both be on the screen at the same time? Or we're on the same screen? Right. By the way, let me just take a quick minute to just thank a couple of people without whom we could not do something like this tonight. This is our very first live virtual gala, and our tech team just pulled out all the stops. And I will tell you, over the last 48 hours, there have been all sorts of incredible tech challenges that they have all solved one by one. So pop into this chat and give it up for Eric Gutorp and Eric Mura. Thank you, both of you. Thank you for all your work in doing this. Okay, Shaney. All that fall engagement sounds really awesome. And I want to go to Legends Live. Do you want to help me give away these 3 Pagliacci gift cards right now? I mean, Skip Gleason just said he literally lives on Pagliacci. So, I mean, we're going to be saving Skip's life. If you could win, and you could thank SU for continuing your sustenance. Okay, this is how it's going to work. One of the coolest things about having a virtual event is being able to invite people from all over, people who might not otherwise be able to attend. So the first 3 people who pop into the chat, and Shaney and I are going to be watching and tell us where they're tuning in from, the first 3 get the Pagliacci cards. Jump into the chat. Tell us where you're calling in from, where you're tuning in from. Eric's, I love that you're getting blown up in the chat. Yes, that's exactly what we want. Shaney, you keeping an eye on the chat?
Yep, I'm on it.
Oakland, TRH, Oakland, North Beach, and Kent, Washington. Marilyn Barcombe, Ryan Cockrell, and TRH. I'm not sure who TRH is. Do you know who TRH is? Maybe?
I don't know.
Handsome. The really handsomest. The really handsomest. Those are the first 3. We are going to find you. We are going to figure out how to send you the cards. Thank you to all of you for being so engaged in the chat. That has been so fun. Look at all these places that they're calling in from. Portland, Poolsbo. I'm not sure I know where that is. Rainier Beach. That's awesome. It's so great to have you with us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming along on the journey with us. Thank you. Okay, Shaney, we are coming to the end of our night, and I feel like it's time now to check in with how we've done and answer the question about whether or not Shaney is going to dunk or not. Let's pull up the thermometer. We are at, Bianca Gollum, thank you very much for giving right there. We are at just under, Mr. Matthew F., thank you very much. We are at just under $70,000 for tonight's race. Thank you, everyone. Terry and Sandy Thomas, thank you very much. Joe and Mary Zavalia, thank you very much. Mark and Ann Stanton, thank you very much. So many of you have gone double dipped in the donation. I mean, that sounds backwards. I mean, you've given more than once. Thank you, Shaney. I feel like we are almost at $70,000. Does anyone feel like they could help us get all the way to $70,000? If you feel like you could, and you see the thermometer up there right now, open your second device, get thummy with that donation. We're almost at the 70K mark. We would love to get all the way there. We're nearly there. There might be a little bit of a delay, so people might be giving, and I'm not sure if they are. You know what, Shaney? This is what I'm going to say. We are so close. And we're going to keep the Greater Giving Portal open. We're going to keep it open for a while. So Send the link to all of your friends, anybody that you think might be able to give or might want to give. The link, Kim Palum-Barrett, thank you very much, helping us make our way there. If you feel like someone that you know might have wanted to tune in but didn't have time to tune in and couldn't, Jack Hanover, oh my gosh, Jack Hanover just put us over the 70K mark. Thank you very much. Harlan Boyd's giving still. We might make it to 75. Oh my gosh, Shaney is definitely dunking now. Has anyone been monitoring the chat? Kevin Warwick, thank you very much. Has anybody suggested what kind of dunk Shaney should do? Okay, we're just going to call it a dunk. Anyway, I want to make sure that people know. Look, Aaron Berry Anderson's dunk, 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 dunk. All right, Shaney. I feel like it's time. We have made it so far. Jen Marone's getting it. Jen Marone, thank you for your gift. We are almost at 75K. Dunk City, Eric Guerra says, yep, let's do it. Shaney's gonna dunk. I'm gonna call Tomahawk. That's Brenda George, thank you. Oh my gosh, Brenda George, we are making our way up. I'm sorry, Shaney, I keep interrupting you. We're going to do the dunk now. We're going to keep that open. The live link to the viewable YouTube link is going to stay live, so you can send that around to people if they didn't get a chance to tune in. Send it to friends so that they can be a part of the community, that we can all still hang out together. Okay, Shaney, let's thank these people. Let's thank them. It's time.
It's time.
It's time. Scott and Kristen Luton, thank you very much. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Are you sure?
Shaney, I mean, John Vincent, I mean, I know it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to cut people off, but I think we are almost there. We are at 73,900.
If I miss the first one, then does that give more people time?
Okay, wait a second. Barbara Ann just got us to $74,000.
All right.
So here it is. So wait a second. Wait, before you dunk. We are $1,000 away from our initial goal. That's incredible. We are so grateful to all of you for our first virtual live gala. Is there anyone who can get us to the 75K mark? We would love you for it, and thank you. I mean, Shaney might dunk twice if we get to 75K. She's going to kill me later. Is there anyone who feels like they can make it? Okay, Shaney, there may be a delay, so I don't want to hold everyone up. Let's do it. She's dunking. We're going to say that we've made it, that those are coming. She shakes. She bakes. Hoo yeah! Give it up for Shaney in the chat. Well done, Shaney. Thank you for playing along. And thank you to all of you. We are now at the very end of our night, and we want to say thank you for coming out to be Redhawks together, to be a community together, and thank you for all of your incredible support for these incredible young SU representatives and programs. We are going to leave you, Shaney. It has been such a joy to be with you here tonight. We're going to leave you with a return, and that return is some of the thrilling footage of the reopening of campus and the student athletes coming in to repopulate the fields and the gyms. We are so excited to see it, and we're going to share it with you now. Thank you for being here. Send the links around. We're going to see you soon, and until then, Hawks up. Oh my gosh, I just want to pop in really quickly to say that Jim Dwyer just pushed us over the 75K. Julie Woodward, thank you for your second donation. We are over 75,000. Thank you to every single one of you for helping us make goal tonight. We are so grateful. We wish you well, and we'll see you soon.